Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back once again to your Monday night. It is me, JT, and yes, my friends, it is that time. Holy crap, I have an echo. It helps when I mute things, doesn't it? You can tell what kind of a day it's going to be. It's me, the Redneck JT, in case you can't tell, dragging Sully the Geek along with me. And tonight, we are going to be reviewing episodes 7 and 8 of the Marvel series Wonder Man. Do me a favor, grab your favorite beverage, whatever it is you want to munch on, sit back in that beanbag chair and strap yourself in tight, because it's time to go have some fun. Sully, please save me.
Well, I don't know if I want to save you. Hi, everybody. Come on in, have some fun with us. It is Monday night, where we'll be chatting it up one last time for Wonder Man. Yes, that's right, 7 and 8, as JT said ever so nicely. And he does these
as
wonderful...
I stumbled my way through.
Well, I mean, you know, it could have been worse, I suppose. You know?
Not really.
Are you sure? Are you positive? Because I think
I'm pretty sure about that. Yeah,
I think maybe it could have. It could have gone south so many different ways. You know, like.
Okay, so we saved it a little bit, but it was still really bad.
Very true. Very very true. And that's okay. That's all right. So come on in, have some fun with us. Here we are. We're going to be doing whatever we need to do in order to get on by. How about that? So let's just crack it right open. Let's get those W's rolling. And we're going to start everything off with episode 7, also titled Kathy Friedman. Now, if you don't know Kathy Friedman, you're going to learn real quick. She is a journalist. An entertainment journalist.
Whether cutthroat entertainment journalist.
Yeah. Whether you like it or not, she's the one that makes or breaks actors in the Marvel Universe, apparently. Which is a bit weird.
I would consider her like a TMZ level kind of journalist.
Sure, I guess.
You know, goes for the bad stuff.
Yeah, or not just the bad stuff, the truth of one's past. How about that? That kind of works.
Yeah. But she tries to frame it in a bad way. Even if it's a good thing, she still tries to frame it in a bad way on you.
Yeah.
You know, so.
But we'll get into that, because this week's episode starts off with a little bit of a flashback back to Simon and his dad going to school. And instead, we see how they go and see Wonder Man, the original Wonder Man, in the theater. And you could kind of see, like,
pretty bad cough you got there, kid.
It's a little feeling okay. I think we need to keep you home. We don't want you to get sick or get others sick.
Right.
So instead, they go to the local theater and they watch Wonder Man, which is what we've seen. We've seen this in the past already. It's just different angles. And I kind of like the way they did this. You know, each episode had something to do with the original Wonder Man, of Simon watching it and getting all into it. And, hey, this is what I want to do. And I like the different points of views that you got from that, you know? Mm-hmm. And that's okay. I don't mind. Just because shit hits the fan anyway and things break all the time. Anyway, when it comes down to it, in reality, for Simon, there was a bully at school. And that was kind of the listen, I know you're having trouble. Like the dad-son talk of bullies, you know?
I like the way he did it, though. You know, he a lot of times when you have that conversation, it's a bad thing.
Yes.
You know, it's always, you shouldn't have done this, or you shouldn't have done that, or, you know, what
Right.
you know, that kind of thing. But he didn't do that. He's like, look, you know, I understand. I understand what you're going through, you know.
Absolutely.
We all have those problems.
And
which I thought was really cool.
And it's okay to be different.
Right.
It's okay to be different. And that's a good thing.
What is it?
And then we fast forward to present day, and boy, is it a completely different atmosphere. Man, I've never seen Trevor and Simon so happy to be working together. Woo! Crazy.
The bromance.
Right? Like, they were like, guys, this is like, we're brothers type thing.
Right.
You know? And I loved it. I absolutely loved it. It looked so real. Like if you had two best friends that have known each other their whole lives, this is the way they would act, you know, both on and off the screen.
Yeah. I mean, it looked genuine. It didn't look like it was two actors playing two actors who were best friends. Right.
And we see Trevor in the costume department. Simon's trying on glasses. And he's like, no, these are not right. These are not right. No. Not, I can't do it. No, these just doesn't work. You know? And that's when, as they're trying on several pairs, Simon meets up with Kovac, the writer, and the director come in, and they're talking about a minor script adjustment. And this is kind of drawing back to what we saw with the first episode there when he was on American Horror Story. What's my motivation? What's my background story? What's this? What's that? What's this? What's this? And Kovac at first is like, pump the brakes. We're not going to change it. But then Trevor saves the day with, what if you said this instead? A simple line. Just whoop.
I think there's a big difference, though, between the American Horror Story episode and this episode. Because the American Horror episode, he's trying to change everything.
Yes.
Trying to change the line. He's trying to change the position where he falls. He's trying to change how close the lady gets to him and how they talk to each other and everything. The whole gamut.
He was trying to get himself more screen time for a cameo.
Well, and he was trying to get more information than he needed because that was his system.
Yes.
You know, and everything. And Trevor, thankfully, has changed a lot of that.
Yeah.
And Simon was being very specific about it's just the one line that doesn't feel right. Yes. It feels like scene 1 Wonder Man, where this is advanced scene 4.
Yeah, and it's like that cheesy type of dialogue.
And then Von Kovac kind of looks at it and he goes, you know, now that I look at it, I do see it too. So they're kind of trying to figure out, you know, what they can do. And then Trevor goes, well, what if he just says this? And it's perfect.
Yeah.
Because the line was something like, you'll never redeem yourself in my eyes, I think was the line.
Yeah, something like that.
And Trevor just, I can't remember what he said. Ah, damn, I had it too.
Let me see if I can find it real quick.
Damn it.
Episode 7, right? Episode
something like I'll never trust you again, or something like that. I can't. Damn. Because it did make a difference in the way that the scene read.
Yes.
And it did make it flow a lot easier.
Let's see here. It doesn't. It just gives me the best quotes from Wonder Man. I'm like, it's not exactly the greatest.
Right.
Let me see here. Yeah, no, nope, nope.
I mean, it was a very, very simple change, you know, and it made a lot of difference. And everybody agreed. Everybody's like, that's perfect.
Yes. And just do it this way.
It was actually. Go ahead.
I said, and just do it this way.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and you know, it worked perfectly. And this was kind of that bromance tit for tat.
Yep.
Because when they were in costume, Trevor was trying to convince the seamstress that the pants were too tight.
Oh, yeah.
And she wouldn't loosen them up. And Simon says, yeah, we're really tight, but not quite as tight as these pants.
Yes.
Or as Trevor's pants are. And she goes, okay, I'll loosen them up a little. So it's kind of, you know, one did a favor for the other and the other returned the favor, you know. So it was a really neat tit for tat that you saw between the two of them, that they were both looking at each other as being on the same level.
Yeah.
You know, there wasn't Trevor, who'd been, you know, the star actor and had all these things and everything else. And then there's Simon, who this is his first film. It wasn't like that. And I found that very, very refreshing.
Let's see. A bit snug in the undercarriage, to be honest.
Yes. And she laughed and he goes, don't laugh. And then he named somebody else, had kids way into his, you know, 60s or whatever it was.
Let's see here. Bacon. I'm just looking at the. Apparently, I found the whole script.
Oh. That's after the turkey bacon.
It's after the turkey bacon?
Yes, because that's the turkey bacon is while they're still in costume.
Yep, want some bacon, blah, 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 blah. Hey, fellas, just checking in. Everyone's anxious. Any word on that dialogue change? Here we go. Yes, Von Kovac and the writer will meet you in hair and makeup. They do that, blah, 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 blah. Shall we discuss the offending dialogue? No one said offending.
Yeah, he's like, it's just, you know, just.
So
see, there's the difference. He's before he didn't care about offending somebody.
Right.
Didn't matter who it was, the writer, the director, it didn't matter. Here, he's different.
Yeah. Okay. So it's you'll never redeem yourself to me ever.
Okay.
And that was
close.
That was Wonder Man to Gabriella at a cocktail party. So that's scene 36 for them. And he says it feels a little unnatural. Your character is obsessed, blah, blah, blah. Concept of redemption. Let's see. Share performer of stuff by now. This comes. It doesn't say what he's got.
Keep going.
I'm working on it. Hold on. It's one of the major themes
of
the film, right? But the words themselves
where
just
Trevor comes.
a little artificial. But at this point in your story, there's still a layer of artifice to Wonder Man. See, I would argue that he's already shared a lot. Blah, blah, blah. After the baptism of all saints. Cavern fight, Barnard Hospital moment, blah, blah, see. Okay, yeah, I can see what you're doing here. Now that I look at it, there is something off about this for me as well. That was Kovac.
Von Kovac. Maybe we should re-examine the concept of redemption completely.
Yes. So
it's right after that Trevor comes in, though.
Yes. So Trevor says, I couldn't help but overhearing. He interjects himself. And he says, I was wondering if instead of you'll never redeem yourself to me, Simon simply says, I'll never forgive you.
There you go.
And they go, that works.
Perfect.
Perfect. Cut, print, take, cake. Let's go. Next scene. Moving along.
Let's go make this thing.
Let's go do it. Excuse me. So while that's all happening and they go on, they finish shooting for the day because now they're like knee deep in how. I don't think they actually gave a time because they were already in the middle of filming for this episode, right? They didn't give an actual time frame.
No.
Well, at least a good number of weeks in from each episode. So once they finish the day of shooting, they meet up with Janelle, who is Simon's talent agent, and a lot of representatives. However, they kept trying to get him to commit to a Netflix series. That was
As the lead.
Constant scene or running theme for the whole series, really. You should really, sign up for this Netflix series. It's going to do great. And Trevor was like, no, you shouldn't. You should do stage work instead.
Oh, I think you should find a play.
You should find a play or stage work. And that way you're
Something
not
that really
burning yourself
challenges
out. Which one? What did he say?
Something that really challenges you.
Yes. Yeah. And believe me, stage work can challenge an actor big time because it's a completely different setting. And then, of course, Janelle brings up the New York Times reporter, Kathy Friedman, who this episode is named after. And she's seeking to profile both Simon and Trevor, which would make sense. I mean, they're co-stars of the movie.
Well, and they'd heard about the bromance and everything. And
Yep. And it's funny because Simon is like, I don't really know. She's kind of like a character assassin is what the term he used. And he's like, have you seen what she writes about some of these people? Look at Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Reads off a bit about Levitt and Glenn Howerton.
Yes.
And the Pigeon.
The Pigeon.
Episode.
Oh, yeah. Oof.
I want to know more about that.
Right? Like, they kind of leave you open and hanging with that one. Like, what exactly happened and why is it doing what it's doing, Right. So, obviously, the following day, they meet up with each other, and Trevor's a little late. And Simon met up with Friedman all by himself and alone. And she's like, I kind of prefer this. I prefer the option to stay behind and observe you guys throughout your day. Like, I'm not even here. That's kind of a red flag for some people, because when a journalist says something along those lines, you kind of go, what are you doing and why are you doing it to me? But for her, as an observer, that kind of clears her head in how she's going to write and talk about these two actors in her report. And while they're doing that, they're making... I don't know how true this is in Hollywood, but to me, it kind of would work. Where it's, hey, buddy. Hey, you. What's up? Like, they're talking to everybody that they probably never even talked to before on set. So they try engaging with their crew. You're like, all right, yep, okay. I'll see you tomorrow, that type of thing. And you could tell there was that awkwardness.
Yeah. Well, and it was, the reason that Simon is doing this is because Trevor pointed out to him that when they were having the conversation about the writer.
Yeah.
Trevor's like, well, maybe try using people's names.
Yeah.
And Simon literally goes, oh, does that kind of shit really work?
I mean, it could.
I was curious.
Yes.
So while you were talking, I was researching.
Okay.
About Glenn Howerton and the Pigeon.
Yep.
According to AI, Based on available information, there is no direct connection or known story regarding Glenn Howerton and a pigeon.
Ah.
Search results indicate the actor known for It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is associated with other topics, blah, 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 and everything else. However, the first video link right below that is from Always Sunny in Philadelphia, where Glenn Howard has a dead pigeon in his pocket.
Oh, there you go. Okay. That makes sense. Because
So there you go.
Because that, and again, I mean, I've only seen a few episodes of It's Only Sunny in Philadelphia, and the ones that I have seen are hysterical.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. That makes
Yeah.
perfect
So
sense.
that's what that's all about.
That's funny. That is funny.
That was good.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
The one thing I like about this episode, though, is how it pulls Simon kind of back to reality.
Yes.
And it also makes him learn things about himself that he never really realized. Like how much of a conceited asshole he was.
Inadvertently. Because he really didn't.
I think it was.
Like, he didn't know he was doing that stuff.
I was going to say, I think it's because of his worries of people finding out his secret.
Yes.
And his frustration with not having any success when it came to the acting department.
Yes.
So,
I would
it
have
kind
to
of
agree with you on that one.
However, when he has the conversation with his ex, that kind of changes a little bit as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Which, speaking of the ex, Kathy Friedman asked if it was okay to talk to other people that he
Well, she already
knew.
had.
What?
She already had.
Well, no, she talked to Vivian, his ex-girlfriend, but she did ask permission to talk to other people.
Yeah, she has any other friends. And he's like, well, no, not really.
Yeah, not really, But since he gave her the permission, she went off on her merry way. He was very surprised with Vivian, and he's like, okay, now I need to know what she said.
Mm-hmm.
So they meet up afterward for a little drink, little adult beverage, cocktail, so to speak. And, they start talking about, his experience on set, realizing that, like you said, how self-centered he was and all that stuff. And Vivian's like, yep. Listen, I know what you're trying to do, and that's okay. I didn't say anything bad about you. I didn't mention anything about your secret. Nothing.
And he's like, what do you mean secret?
And she's like, come on. Really? You're not the greatest at hiding things.
Yeah. I like what she said, though. I didn't feel it was my place to say anything.
Which is true. Technically, it's not.
But I was hoping that you would eventually let me in and trust me enough to tell me about it.
Yes. Yes.
Which is why he didn't, and she left.
Yes.
Well, part of the reason.
Which, in true form, when it comes to these characters, that was probably the best thing for Simon. Because he was at rock bottom. But not only was that the best thing for him, but so is Trevor coming into his life.
Yeah. And he's trying to resurrect his career that's been gone for so many years because he was in jail.
Yep. Oh, yeah. And he was doing a good job at it, too, although he was still technically a criminal. But...
On the run.
On the run, but that's besides the point. Because in all honesty... Kinda. We don't know what happened to Trevor during the snap.
Right.
We don't. We have no idea. And I mean, to me, if he was, free when the snap happened, he would have been free if it didn't happen. Like, if he didn't float away.
Would they go back to the exact same place that they were?
Yes.
So, like, if somebody had just jumped off a building committing suicide and the snap happened.
Yes, they would have been.
And they disappeared. When he reappeared, would he have reappeared mid-fall?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, because every single person that came back from the snap all appeared where they were when they got dusted away.
How messed up would that be?
Because,
yay, I'm alive again. Oh, shit.
Because think about it. Black Widow, her sister, Yelena, was a part of the snap. And when she came back 5 years later, she was still in the bathroom of her friend's house that she was at, and her friend had a kid.
Yeah.
And that was in Hawkeye.
That's wild to think about.
Spider-Man. All the band members were blipped away. And they came back and they were in the middle of a basketball game.
Yeah.
So I mean, even Aunt May popped back up into the apartment that she was in that wasn't owned by her anymore. So, yeah, if somebody was falling off of that building because they jumped, yep. Your life is over. Sorry.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah. And it felt instantaneous for them.
Mm-hmm.
So getting back on track.
Yeah.
Vivian leaves. Vivian leaves, and they part their separate ways. They kind of do their, thanks for keeping my secret, that type of thing, and she goes on. She's very proud of him that he got this movie at the same time. Okay. So I like
what she said when he left.
Which one?
I like what she said when she left, though, because she's like, I truly hope that you will one day find someone you can fully trust. With your true self.
Which he already has that person.
And Trevor. Yep.
Yep. Because Trevor knows. Trevor already knows the secret.
Mm-hmm.
He's seen it. And Trevor's been a good friend. So Trevor's not going to say anything. Otherwise, he would have been arrested before they even shot the movie.
Yep.
Which is interesting in and of itself, but we'll get there. So the next day, they before they meet up with Kathy Friedman, Simon's mother calls him. It says that his brother talked with Kathy. And that almost sets Simon off, like, whoa, okay, hold it. Why did
understandably though?
Oh, yes, because especially with their past history.
Yeah, I mean, his brother always talking down about him and giving him hell about his acting, telling me he should quit trying and blah 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 and everything else. So they got, as he put it, an interesting history.
Yes, a very interesting history, and Kathy brings that up. But Simon's already on that, the flip is switched. Oh, we're going down the downward spiral here. I'm going to lose it and go completely bonkers,
Want to say hi to SML Brad Podcast just popped in and says, Yar!
How are you today? We're talking geek. I forgot to change the title, but we're talking geek stuff.
Kind of geek stuff. Movie geek stuff.
Marvel geek stuff is what we're talking about. So for those that don't know who we are, I'm Sully. That's JT up in the corner. Now you can see him full screen. It's how we do things around here. And yeah, he's just got one of them purty faces. He's that redneck that everybody loves to have. So they're watching Raw. Nice. Glad you came in. Glad you came in.
Have you along.
So if you've watched Wonder Man, we're already on episode 7, so spoiler alert. If you haven't watched it, Good luck. We're going to ruin it for you. Best way I can explain it. So, we're currently talking about Kathy Friedman as the episode, which is episode 7. We're currently at the next meeting between Simon, Trevor, and Kathy. And Kathy even says to Simon, I spoke to your brother.
Mm.
And it was interesting because his brother actually spoke very proudly of him. Like it was a complete 360 from what we've already seen in the previous episodes with him and his brother.
180.
What?
180.
Oh,
not a 360.
Oh, no. This was a 360 because he was completely out
there. 360, he's facing the same way he was.
Yes.
Because of 180, he's facing the other way.
Sure. I mean, either way, it doesn't matter because it's full circle. It's a full circle type of thing, especially with his brother, because Simon is still like, wait, what?
Yeah. He talked nicely about me?
My brother, listen, I have an older brother. I have a younger sister.
So do I.
Now, don't get me wrong. My older brother now will talk nice about me. Back when we were growing up, no.
Yeah, no.
Same here. I was the annoying little brother. There was no way he was talking nice about me.
Same here, my friend. Same here.
It's crazy. So from there, though, she kind of turns her attention to Trevor. And with Trevor, she starts questioning everything, including, but not limited to, his time as the Mandarin and his arrest at from damage control at the LA International Airport. So Trevor, who was going in, he was ready to do guns blazing. This is going to be the greatest interview ever. Was almost like he got hit with a baseball bat. Because we had seen a side of Trevor that we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, I mean, he's checking, SML's checking out your shelves. Trevor's, because she kept pressing him. Well, I mean, we've got somebody videotaped or recorded you getting arrested, and did you cut a deal with the government? How'd you get out? How is it that you made this transition from convict to
starring in a
lead
role.
actor in a role?
Yeah,
and everything. She kept riding him hard.
Oh yeah, and he got up and left, stormed out. Which is interesting because he's never done that to Simon before. So Simon's like,
Yeah.
Whoa, where are you going, dude? Like,
Well, and he's like, what in the hell is going on? What is she talking about?
yeah. Because apparently, which I find very hard to believe that Simon didn't know he was the Mandarin because he had already mentioned it in like episodes 1 and 2.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't
he knew
know
about it.
But I don't know the full detail of him not. I mean, obviously, he didn't know about him getting arrested at the airport,
Right.
which is perfectly fine. But when Trevor storms off, that's when Simon's like, "Well, shit.
Yeah. What the hell is going on here?
What the hell?"
And I love the confrontation.
Yeah.
But my one question is, did Trevor take the break, or did he go ahead and finish the interview with Kathy and then go confront Trevor? Because when they go in, it's bright daylight out, but it looks like when Trevor leaves the trailer, or not, when Simon leaves the trailer after confronting Trevor, it looks like it's dark out.
Yes, because it was right after they had done filming.
So it's like, I wonder.
Yeah, it was right after they had done they were done filming for the day, so they kind of moved on through that, and that's because she didn't want to interrupt filming. So everything had to either be before or after. If she did it before, filming would have went completely off the charts. Do it after, now you're good to go. Well, in this case, Friedman even asked Trevor if he had struck a deal with the government.
Mm-hmm.
You know, are you going to get, you know, did you avoid something? Like, are you not getting full sentence? And Simon took it upon himself to obviously follow Trevor and start talking to him. Like, what is going on? Tell me. If you're my friend, you're my buddy, you need to be honest with me and tell me what is going on.
Yeah, and all of that was unspoken.
Oh, yeah. You could just see it in the look on his face. It was there.
I was pleasantly surprised with the way they handled the confrontation.
Yeah.
I mean, the confrontation could have gone so many different ways. You know, Simon could have walked in there and just blown up on him.
Yep.
You know, or he could have gone in and he could have been told, no, I don't know. Look, man, I don't believe anything she has to say, blah, blah, blah. But the way they handled it, I think, would be the way in this day and age.
Yes.
The way that two people that close, that would have actually been how the confrontation would have gone, or at least very close to it. So I was surprised that they went with the calmer way, but that's quickly blown out of the water as well.
Yes.
As far as the calmer way part goes.
and don't get me wrong, Trevor was very open with Simon about it.
Yeah, and you could tell it was killing him.
It was. And Trevor flat out said that, yes, I had been doing things for the DODC in order to stay out of jail. I've been trying to collect information on you for them. To Agent P. Cleary. Mentions him by name.
I didn't give him anything that could
incriminate,
destroy him either.
Right. All evidence he destroyed. He did whatever he needed to do. It was everything that he made sure that it would not harm Simon at all. But even
and then one of the
still,
last things that Trevor said was, I'll find a way to fix this.
Yes.
I'll find a way to fix this. And Simon's like, how? I don't know, but I'll figure it out.
And that's when we see Simon storm off and enters a soundstage that they're already filming on.
I love how as he's walking towards it, you can see the anger building in him as the ground starts to shake and things start to rattle and garbage bags fall off of garbage trucks and everything. I love the way they did the build up to this part.
Yes. And once I loved how they did the different camera angles, because first you get like a camera angle high up in the rafters where he's walking in. And then it cuts to him just walking to the camera, and the camera is kind of like zooming in on him, but pulling out at the same time. By the way, I love those type of trucking shots, because that's what it's called. It's a trucking shot, but you're also zooming at the same time. So it looks like the camera's not moving, but it is. It's a really cool effect that you could do right there in camera. But the rage that you see the ionic energy in Simon's eyes just starting to form, and you can feel it. Like, yeah, it's one of those things where you can feel his betrayal and how pissed he is. I mean, how many times has somebody pissed, right? But how many times did somebody piss you off and you go into a room and that's what you do? You just let out a scream of rage, and then you're done and you move on. Which one?
I usually punch a wall.
See, but you know what? Same thing. Same rules apply here.
Yeah.
You know, the only difference is Simon let out such a burst of ionic energy that he destroyed everything on set.
Yeah.
Everything.
They literally called it an explosion.
It looked like there was a crater in the middle of the soundstage.
Well, there was.
Well, yeah, I know there was, but
yeah,
the thing when that was, it was so big that as soon as the ionic wave was gone, a lot of power got knocked out.
That was the thing. It came right back on too.
Oh yeah, because it was just the ionic energy of just, you know, it's not an EMP pulse.
Right.
It's just ionic energy that knocks out everything and then it all just comes right back on. But the show, the episode, ended there.
Yeah, I was like, man, that's messed up. But that's good.
It really was. It really was. And, you know,
what kind of rating do you give this lovely episode number 7 named Kathy Friedman?
Oh, well, with this one, I'm giving it a 4.5.
Ooh, okay.
Because it felt real.
Mm-hmm.
It felt real. It was one of those things where, you know, you could see yourself as Simon.
Yeah. And
your friend betrayed you. Oh, you just blow up.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's been there.
Yeah.
Everybody. So yeah, I'm at a 4.5 on this one. This was a great episode.
4.5 W's. That's good. That's good. I'm close. I'm right there with you.
Okay.
I'm not quite at a 4.5. And the thing I liked about the episode is even if you've never been, you know, interviewed by a character assassin,
mm-hmm.
you know, published or writer for the New York Times, you know, everybody has been through something where they've been extremely uncomfortable.
Yes.
You know, be it a job interview, a first date, whatever the case may be. Everybody's been through it, so we can all identify with what Simon was going through at that point. You know, especially if you have something that you're trying to hide from this person.
Yes.
So very identifiable with that, this entire episode. And then, you know, the feeling of being betrayed by somebody who you felt so close to. You felt, you know, they're your brother base almost. And the feeling of betrayal that happened when he found out that, yes, you know, Trevor's been spying on him this whole time and everything else. And, you know, so I fully identified with this entire episode and everything that Simon went through, and even some of the stuff that Trevor went through.
Oh yeah.
Of, you know, finally having a breaking down and being honest with Simon, saying, yes, I've been spying on you. I've been working for the Department of Damage Control, blah, blah, blah. And the fact that you could feel the energy and the anger and the devastation that Simon felt and let go of when he let go of that scream that detonated inside of that sound studio.
Oh yeah.
Boom. For me, 4.25 W's.
All right.
4.25 W's. So I'm right there with you, just a little bit back.
Yeah. No, and that's perfectly fine, because now we get into episode 8.
Yucca Valley.
And like I
and we
said,
don't mean
I've been loving the flashbacks of Simon and his dad seeing the movie and afterward, you know?
Yeah.
And Simon and his dad are sitting having lunch, they're eating burgers, you know, talking about the film itself, like how they made it and so on and so forth. And even the actor And his father tells him that he can't wait to see him on the big screen.
Sam's like, what?
And that's when he even says, they bring up his school play and all that. He's like, you've got a gift. Use it. Go for that dream. Be a dreamer. Achieve your dreams. Achieve your goals. Don't quit. Don't let anybody stop you.
If you work hard, you can do anything.
Oh, that's a lesson to be learned. However, we flash forward to the present day and we see a completely destroyed soundstage, and damage control is there. Simon is driving home. He's nowhere near the set because he got out of Dodge as fast as he could. Which one?
Damage control's not there yet. Trevor's walking into the soundstage.
Oh yes, that's right.
Yeah, the guy that's blackmailing Trevor was told that there was an explosion at the soundstage.
Yep.
Simon's driving down the road, and Trevor's walking into the soundstage.
Yes. It's
a tricky sequence there.
It kind of is because it's been a while, but it's also a blend of everything, Yeah,
that's why I rewatched it tonight.
So you can get back into it.
Yeah, there was so much that happened in this last episode, and I knew I wouldn't remember it if I didn't watch it again before the show.
Especially since this episode has some interesting things happen in it.
Yeah.
One of which, aside from the destroyed soundstage, damage control is now looking for clues as to how this happened. News media outlets are covering everything. Helicopters are circling. Simon calls his mom. Simon's like, Mom, I think I screwed up. Like, doing whatever he needs to in order to stay calm. His mom's doing her thing as a mother, But then Trevor calls. And he says, I found a solution to protect your future.
Figured it out.
And Simon's like, what? But Trevor's like, don't worry. I got this. Let me handle this. Your secret will be safe.
He asks Simon to promise him.
Yes.
That he will take advantage of this one opportunity that he will get.
Yes. And that's when we see the news media out there doing their thing. And then the 10 Rings logo interrupts all of the news broadcasts. And Trevor assumes the identity of the Mandarin once again. Sent it to all the news outlets.
Sophisticated thing.
Very.
In a short amount of time.
Yeah, very. And basically, he, as the Mandarin, is claiming responsibility for the destruction of the Wonder Man set. As retaliation against the United States' influence over public perception through film and television. And at the same time, I'm thinking to myself, holy shit, this needs to happen in real time.
I knew it. I heard that part and I was sitting there going, I wonder what Sully thinks of this.
Because unfortunately, that is true.
Mm-hmm.
It is so true. Listen, actors are just people just like you and I.
Yep.
It's the way the public, stop me if you heard this one, people will call people sheep. I'm sure you've heard that before.
Idiots.
Which one?
Useful idiots.
Useful idiots. Yep. We've seen that before. Politics, propaganda. It's all over the place. All over the place. But I absolutely loved that they made Trevor the Mandarin again. Because as I've said in numerous episodes, you'll never see me coming.
Right.
The fact that he just instantly did that to save Simon's career, because we know what would happen. The doorman clause would come into play.
Yep.
We don't want that either. So that's when all hell's breaking loose now. The Mandarin posted a video. And that's when the DODC decides to go pick Trevor up. And
you know what's funny?
What?
I don't want to throw you off track, but I got to tell you this. First time I watched it, so last week ago today, I was watching that, and Mandarin came up, or when the confrontation happened in Trevor's trailer, and Trevor said the line, I will figure out this. I will figure out a solution. I'll find a way to fix this.
Yep.
When he said that, in the back of my head, this thought popped up.
Yep.
The only way he'd be able to save Simon is by going to the Mandarin.
Uh-huh.
But then the front of my brain said, shut the hell up. You don't know what you're talking about. Guess what?
You
The back of the brain was right.
You questioned yourself, and you shouldn't have, sir.
Note to self, sometimes the back part of the brain is right.
Yeah. So
that was weird.
When the DODC decides to head on over to the Talmadge to pick up Slattery, who comes out dressed as the Mandarin, by the way, Agent Cleary is informing him that he will be allowed to take the fall, and that he insists on pursuing Simon. And Simon,
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. This was all me, man.
Yep.
You're on your own. Good luck. Have fun.
Yep.
Now, Simon is approached by Terrell from the film crew. He's like, come on back to the set, man. Von Kovic never misses a day of shooting. We need you. Come on, let's go.
I like how they said it, though. You've been invited back to the set.
Yes.
I love the way they said it, because it sounds so Hollywood.
Oh, yeah. Like,
you've been invited back to the set. I was like, ooh, now that's not Hollywood. I don't know what is.
Right. Right. But you know what? It makes sense. I mean, listen, just because the soundstage blew up doesn't mean you can't do another scene somewhere else. You know? It's not every day you're going to be on that same sound set. You're going to go to like different studios and you're going to do what you need to do. You know?
I was going to say they have different sites.
Right.
You're not going to be in just one soundstage for an entire movie.
Right. Exactly. Now, Kovac also encourages Simon to channel everything that he's feeling and put it into the performance.
What about the dream?
Oh yeah, the dream.
Just before he walks out.
Yep.
Von Kovac's like, and I want you to think about, you had a dream last night of your mom cooking breakfast.
Yep.
And preparing a hedgehog.
Yes.
For breakfast.
You're like, huh?
And Simon's like, a hedgehog? Why? What? I want to see what your mind can do with that.
Yeah.
and walks out of the room.
And just walks away. And you're like,
Love that.
all right.
I mean, and they've been saying how much of a eccentric Von Kovac is from the beginning of this.
Yep. Oh,
so
yeah.
they had to do that just to really drive it home of just how eccentric he could be.
I mean, he's a little out there. just a little bit.
A little bit. But I love the way he looks at things too.
Yes.
And
the fact that he flat out told him, listen, you were born to play Wonder Man. You were born to play him. Do this.
Well, and there was that, and then the props guy shows up.
Yes. Oh, this was perfect.
You talk about destiny, okay? The director of this film, and it's the second time that he said it, because he said it when he gave the role to Simon at the house.
Yep.
And then he said it again here at the house.
Yep.
And then the props guy comes in, and remember, flashback to Costume, where he was trying on the glasses, and Simon was talking about how he feels they need to try and match the glasses as close as they can to what the actor wore back in the 80s in the original film.
Mm-hmm.
And comes in, he goes, I found them. And he gives Simon the glasses, and Simon's like, man, these look just like the ones that and the guy's like, no, these are the ones
original
that he wore.
Yep.
Had a friend of mine who worked in props over at the other studio, and he was able to track them down. You cannot tell me that is not freaking destiny.
That's
of
like
him having that role.
Absolutely.
For that to happen. That was just so perfect. And that let him truly, because he puts the glasses on and he takes the robe off that he's wearing. He almost looks kind of like the not Mandalorian, like the Mandarin while he's wearing that robe.
Yeah.
And then he takes the robe off and he's in the Wonder Man outfit and he's got the glasses on, and it's just the final scene that they do in that part with him standing in front of the windows in the outfit with the arms down and just kind of posing.
Yep.
A work of art.
Wow.
A work of cinematic art in it, because I'm looking at the picture right now.
And you're like,
of him standing there in front of the window. And I mean, it's just a work of cinematic art right there. Sorry, plot coming together, character coming together, costume coming together, dialogue coming together perfectly.
You don't need to say sorry for that.
In that moment, as hard as they've been trying to drive home that he's made for this, he was born for this role.
Yep.
That's the final nail in the coffin that sets it that, yes, he's supposed to be Wonder Man.
Absolutely.
And I loved it. I freaking loved it.
And to think this is all a fictional movie.
I'm excited.
You are excited.
How many times have you seen me excited about a series that we've been doing other than Mandalorian and Falcon and Winter Soldier?
Daredevil. You were pretty excited with Daredevil too. Not as much as Wonder Man. Not this excited though. But you were excited for Daredevil. Just putting it out there. And season
I was.
Season 2 starts soon too. So, but we got to finish this one first. And let me tell you, from that scene, they now go to the premiere of Wonder Man, and everybody's there. Kovac's there. His agent, Janelle Jackson's there. His family's there. And after the movie, they're like, hey, what about plans for a sequel?
Well, Eric's crying in the seat.
Yes, his brother was like,
during the movie.
Oh my God. His brother was so teary-eyed. It was great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he was trying to hide it, doing the slick.
Yeah, I'm not crying. You're crying. There's something in my eye.
It's dusty in here. Can't you see it floating in the air?
Yes, I can. But
I do think it's funny though, because Von Kovac is like, I don't do sequels.
But he was very open
But maybe
doing
we
this.
should look into it if we were to try something like that.
Yeah, like if the story was good, because apparently
Mhm.
this was had such a buzz going to it, especially with the Mandarin blowing up the studio, which we know didn't happen.
Right.
But what I thought was interesting was Barnaby. Now Trevor played Barnaby,
God.
and we see Joe
groaned.
Pantoliano back.
I literally groaned.
I laughed my head
What-
off.
You know? I groaned. I was like, oh, God.
I did. I laughed my head off when they chose
Oh,
when they
man.
brought him to replace him.
Talk about stabbing Trevor in the back.
Oh.
Oh, my God.
Well, actually, Joe didn't stab him. Stab Trevor. Trevor did it to himself to save Simon. So
Well, I know, but, you're philosophically stabbing him in the back.
yes.
By
and-
putting that person to replace him. And he didn't look right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but the scene in the movie, he just did.
No, he
Barnaby
really
did
didn't.
not
But
look right.
but I think that was the whole point of it. I think
Right.
that was the whole
Get as far
point.
away from that look.
Yeah. And it was
Okay.
a last minute fill-in because they had already done so many scenes that they kind of had to reshoot everything,
Yeah.
But what I
Now, how
liked was
hard?
what?
As I say, how hard is it to act to a tennis ball?
Very.
I mean, it's like I don't know if I could do it.
It's very hard because you got a
If that
picture.
thing have somebody stand in front of me with the costume on.
Yeah.
You don't have to say the lines. Somebody else can read the lines, but just just stand there. Give me the physical mental picture of you standing there and me talking to you.
It can be very difficult, but that's how they do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I could do it or not.
It's more so the tennis ball is more as a focal point. So
A reference point. Yeah.
yeah, it doesn't matter if it's anybody else doing the line. It's just a reference point or a focal point so you can look at said tennis ball. So if, somebody's like supposed to be 8 feet tall, there's the tennis ball. Boom, you're good to go.
I'm gonna kick your ass, man.
Well, they did that with Josh Brolin as Thanos. They had like an attachment that went on his outfit, on his motion capture suit, where the head was like up above his head to show how tall he really was. Josh Brolin's not a tall guy.
Right.
Same with Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk. He had to wear this apparatus that made him look like he was the Hulk in certain things.
Right.
So that's where that tennis ball would come into play. Okay.
Yeah.
From there, though, since that's how they had to do everything just to finish doing what they needed to do, and then insert Joe Pantoliano.
Right.
Simon's brother Eric loved the movie so much that he even said, "I wish Dad was here so he had seen it. He would have been so proud of you. I'm proud of you."
That was
very key to everything. And
Yep.
Simon even starts talking to his agent. And she says, I just wanted to let you know there's no news regarding Trevor. We can't find him. He's gone.
But he was right about one thing.
Yeah.
You've got your choice of scripts.
Yeah.
So what do you want to do, Mr. Superstar?
As the crowd's cheering, Which brings us to the title of the episode, the Yucca Valley in California.
This is a weird transition.
It really was, but I understand why they did it because
Yeah.
Simon says that his next role is for method acting, and he's going to be playing a real life person by the name of Chuck Eastman. So he wants
That's
to,
like, would anybody want to make a movie about me?
right? So he wants to see his day to day. He wants to know what it's like. He wants to know exactly what he's doing, so on and so forth. What he does for the family, what he does for work, the whole 9 yards. Because it's
Watch him at karaoke on Thursday nights.
It's a what?
Is I watch him at karaoke on Thursday night?
Yeah. I want to know everything about you because I'm going to be playing you in a film. The struggling family man, the everyday guy, the Joe Schmoes of the world.
Hey now. The useful idiot.
The useful idiot. Okay. Well, I'll still say Joe Schmo, you know. Which then also gets him to shadow him for a day.
No more than that.
Well, yes. I mean, it helped, but we'll get there. So they falsify some paperwork, give Simon a false ID, and they go to work. And it turns out Chuck works for the DODC. And that's when you're like, aha. All right, then.
Yeah, it's like, okay, what's he going to do?
Right? Like, what's next on the list here?
Mm-hmm.
And in this case, he works for a DODC Supermax prison in Yucca Valley, California. Where, as he put it, I'm just learning what you do, man. Trying to be you. And that's when Simon kind of diverts and goes off on his own. And Chuck
Where's
learns...
the bathroom?
Which one?
Where's the bathroom?
Yeah, where's the bathroom? Need to go. But Chuck learns from his wife about a generous yet anonymous bank deposit. We also see Agent Cleary meeting with Deputy Secretary Heyerdahl.
Drive right past Simon.
Yep, right past him.
Didn't recognize him.
Didn't even know it was him. Discussing how they're going to exploit Simon's ionic energy powers. First of all, you don't do that to a superhero or any superpowered being that you say that you're going to exploit their powers, because bad idea. That never works well for anybody in comics.
I mean, they're pissed off enough that you caught them and you're holding them.
Yeah.
And then you want to take advantage of them. Yeah. You don't want to be on the bad side of a bad guy.
Yeah.
You know, or what you consider to be a bad guy.
Yeah. Well, Simon finds Trevor Slattery's cell and he rips open the door. Just, rips open the cell bars. Just, here we go. And Trevor is ecstatic. He's ecstatic. But the cool thing is, and I noticed this as he was walking through, he was knocking out all the cameras with his ionic energy, which means he learned how to focus his energy.
He's learning how to control it.
He's learned a thing or two. And I think Trevor's to blame for that. He taught him how to calm down and breathe and do all these different exercises as an actor, that he used that to center on his powers.
And you know as well as I do that learning how to control something that you really know nothing about takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
So there's a good amount of time that's passed between the movie premiere and him coming down and hanging out with Mr. Chuck.
Sure.
You know.
Now,
I do want to say hi to our good friend Carol. I see her
Carol.
hiding back in the corner over there.
Yay. Now, the one good thing about this is that since the two of them are reunited now in Trevor's jail cell, Trevor's like, how are we going to get out of here? We're so far underground, it's not funny. Well, Simon uses his powers to lift the cement floor up and through the mountain.
Out the roof.
Right
I
out
love Trevor's reaction when he realized what was about to happen.
Yeah.
Because he looks up at the ceiling and then realizes what's about to happen, and he closes his eyes.
Certainly does.
He's like, oh shit, here we go.
But they escape all before the DODC arrives to stop them, which is good. Because the alarms did go off alerting the DODC that there was ionic energy in the building. And that's how
that and when he ripped the door open.
Well, yep, that and the camera system and all the electrical stuff. Yeah, so it happens. And that was the end of the series. And there was no post-credit scene.
Is there a second season coming?
No. Nope. This was a one-off miniseries because I have a feeling that he will be in Avengers.
Okay.
When? I don't know.
I was wondering because, I mean, they left it wide open to very easily have a season 2.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I think I would enjoy a season 2 if they were to stay with the way that they were doing things in this season.
Yes.
But we'll get into that with the season review.
Yes. So, what do you give this episode?
You know, I'm really at the same point that I was for episode 7. I'm at a 4.25.
Okay.
I really loved how they did everything. You know, I'm happy for Simon because Wonder Man was successful, which we knew it was going to be when they found the original glasses and everything, you know, and then all of a sudden, like I said, the transition was weird going from Hollywood to Yucca Valley, you know, and I love the line that he gave him that he's researching the role. He believes in studying for a role and blah, 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 and everything else. And he goes and, you know, breaks Trevor out and everything. But I enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed the episode.
Yeah.
You know, and I like what he did because, you know, he got to be friends with Chuck.
He did. He became very good friends.
He paid off all their medical bills. Plus, he gave him more than enough, as his wife said, to quit that damn job.
Yep. Oh, and he did.
And everything. So I'm at 4.25 W's for episode 8.
All right. Well, for me, aside from everything else, I'm at a 4.5 with this one.
Okay.
This series was so well done. This episode alone, you still didn't see the extent of his powers, which was great, but right. I loved it. I loved what they did.
They gave you a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more of what
yes.
kind of powers he had, though.
Yes, which is great. So
kind of spoon fed it to you a little bit.
So for this episode, I am definitely sitting on a 4.5. When it comes to the entire series, I'm at a 4.75 with this. Almost a 5. Almost a 5. But the only reason why I'm at a 4.75 W's is probably because they didn't show more of him using his powers. But I understand why they did that. They didn't want to make this 100% superhero powers left and right, things blowing up and all of that good stuff. I get it. I do. I get it. This was such great character development that I'm like, great. You can put Wonder Man into anything now, and you don't have to worry about him using his powers or when he uses his powers. because
Everybody's sitting there going, who the hell is this guy?
right, but they've already done the backstory. This was his backstory, so now you can bring him up into movies. You can have him in a movie as, a guest star or a cameo or something along those lines, and you don't have to do the backstory for him.
Yep.
I'm at a 4.75 for the entire series. Hands down.
Nice.
It was great.
It's got to be one of your highest ratings that you've given a series since we started.
Yes. Absolutely.
One of the highest.
100%.
For me, this is hard for me because I'll be totally honest with you. I want to go with a 5.
Whoa.
I want to go with the 5 for the series, and I'll tell you why.
Why?
And I said this from the very first episode. Well, I should say from the first 2 episodes when we started to review this.
Okay.
This is so far outside of the realm of what the MCU has been.
Yes.
And it's not just a little bit different or, a little bit. It's freaking Hollywood to Yucca Valley.
I love it.
Different. But it was so good. I was looking forward to each new episode of this series as much as I was looking forward to all the new episodes of Mandalorian and the new seasons. I loved the episode. I'm just not sure if it's a 5.
Okay.
I'm torn here. I want to, but I'm, part of me is going, okay, it's a little overreaction to how much you enjoyed it.
All right.
I can honestly say this series has had the least amount of things that I didn't like.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah,
Does that make sense to you?
Sense.
With all the other series, I didn't like that. There's only one thing I think that I really didn't like, other than the fact that Trevor was, double crossing Simon.
Yep.
Was the transition going from Hollywood to the Yucca Valley thing. That was just weird to me. But I can't think of anything else that I really said that I didn't like about it.
Mm.
And that's hard for me.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to settle, and I'm going to go with a 4.75. I'm going to give it 4 3/4 W's as well. Loved the series. Really wish they would do a second series as long as they stuck to it like they did with this.
Which is quite the possibility. It's kind of that experimentation that they were doing. So that, my friends, is the end of Wonder Man. For now.
Dun, dun, dun.
Possibly a second season. We don't know. Anything's possible when it comes down to it, especially when it comes to the Marvel Universe. Now, the next show, actually the next 2 shows that we'll be concentrating on for Avenger Pretenders is going to be Daredevil Season 2, and sometime later this year, I don't have an exact date yet, but sometime later this year, we'll also be going over Vision Quest, which is the sequel to WandaVision.
Really?
Yes.
Hmm.
That'll be happening sometime this year. We'll be seeing Paul Bettany back as White Vision. James Spader will be reprising Ultron. That should be interesting. Uh-huh. Yeah. Edith. Remember Edith from Spider-Man? Yep. Edith will be back. So will Friday. Dummy. Jarvis. They're all there. Every single one of them. Even Tommy Maximoff. Oh, boy.
Oh.
Well, his brother already came in with Agatha all along, so why not bring the other one into play? We got to get those two together. Got to get the brothers together. Anything's possible. Anything's possible. So Daredevil season 2, and then Vision Quest. Also
When's
in
Daredevil
between, I believe after Daredevil season 2, 2 Ewoks in the Park will be back as JT and I go all geek with Star Wars, and we talk about Maul, Shadow Lord. So, we got some good shows coming out over the next couple of months. But for now, we will be back
24th.
tomorrow for the Sully Show.
Daredevil starts the 24th of March.
Yes, thank God we got this done beforehand.
8 episodes.
Because I'm pretty sure Maul Shadow Lord comes out during Daredevil.
Right. Yeah, I wouldn't want to have to mix that with something else.
No. It'd be bad. So,
We got a couple of weeks.
with that being said, we'll be back tomorrow night for the Sully Show, live right here on Accidental Punch TV. And we got a message from our third member of the show. She is doing well. We'll bring you all up to speed on her tomorrow. And here he is, the redneck. Say goodbye, because we're going to go home.
Goodbye.
I mean, we're already home, but we're going to go home.
I'm already home.
I know. It's going to be great. And I am
See you tomorrow, Carol.
the geek.
Oof.
What? You said oof. What?
Daredevil season 2 episodes typically run between 46 and 61 minutes.
Yes, they're long episodes.
Averaging 50 to 55 minutes each.
Yep. One a week. Won't be able to do 2. But anyway.
Right.
For the redneck, there he is. I am the geek. We will see you all tomorrow for the Sully Show. And as always, Nick, once Daredevil comes out, we'll announce it on the Sully Show every chance that we get. But as always, my friends, have a good night. We'll see you next time. And as always, Thanos was right.